All right, so in this video, we're going to talk about sinus congestion. We're going to talk about sinus congestion in infants, kids, and adults. So sinus congestion, when I say that, what I mean is full sinuses, runny nose. That is a normal, healthy response whenever our body is fighting an infection. What it does is it gets rid of whatever is in our body and it helps to cleanse and detox our mucous membranes. So that's a really healthy sign whenever your body is fighting an infection. However, if you are experiencing that weeks at a time, several different times throughout the year, or all the time, that's an indication of chronic sinus congestion, and that is not normal, nor is it healthy for your body. That's an indication that your immune system is working on overdrive and it's reacting to every little thing, and it shouldn't react to everything. It should be activated whenever our body is fighting an infection. But causes of chronic sinus congestion in infants, kids, and adults, the most common cause is dairy. So I recommend anyone suffering from that remove dairy from their diet for at least 30 days. And when I say dairy, I mean eggs, milk, cheese, yogurt. You're going to have to look at the rest of your products too and what you're eating, because there's a lot of hidden forms of dairy in things like protein powders and processed foods. So get to know what those other forms are and look at what you're eating to see if it contains it. And I recommend at least 30 days of eliminating dairy because it takes about 14 days for dairy to get out of our system. So the first 14 days of not eating dairy, that's going to be your body detoxing from it. So it's still going to be in your system, and you most likely won't see any results until after 2 weeks. So after 30 days, you should see an improvement in your symptoms if dairy is the cause of your chronic congestion. Another cause of chronic congestion is high inflammation levels. So inflammatory processes in our body cause congestion and mucus production. So I recommend kids and adults get on a good quality anti-inflammatory supplement like an omega-3 fatty acid, curcumin, krill oil, cod liver oil. Those are all great sources of anti-inflammatory fatty acids to help bring down the inflammatory levels in our body. And I would recommend you consult with your naturopathic doctor, your chiropractor, or functional medicine doctor to see what source is best for you and what dose is best for you. But they make some really great liquid forms that kids can take as well. So there's great supplements, anti-inflammatory supplements for kids as well as adults. And lastly, another cause of chronic congestion is environmental allergens. So when I say that, I mean dander, pollen, air pollution. And what happens is we breathe these particles in and then our body reacts to them. And again, it shouldn't react to every little thing. We shouldn't have that chronic congestion because of an inflammatory response all the time. So what I recommend is get raw local honey. If you're intaking that on a daily basis, the pollen from the region, your body intakes and becomes familiar with it so that whenever you breathe it in, your body's not going to react to it as much. So just a tip for this one, for infants and kids, just consult with your child's doctor to make sure that they are developed enough to handle the consistency of honey. But adults, if you don't have any intolerance to honey, raw local honey is something great that you should be incorporating in your diet daily to help your body become familiar with those local allergens. So, to recap, causes of chronic congestion stem from dairy. So eliminate dairy from your system from at least 30 days. And nursing mamas, this goes for you as well. If you notice your little infant is having a lot of congestion, eliminate dairy from your system and see if that elimination helps your little one for at least 30 days. Then you also want to get on a great quality anti-inflammatory supplement and incorporate raw local honey in your diet on a daily basis if you and your kids can tolerate it. So those are the causes and some solutions to that chronic congestion. But what I also like to do is I want to show you a great sinus massage that's going to help to get rid of whatever is in your sinuses and help clear them out. So our sinuses are in our face, and they're going to be above our eyebrows and then also below our cheekbones. Those are the 4 largest sinus cavities of our face. So what you're going to do is start in the middle here, and I like to do 3 pulls. You're going to start in the middle, go along above your eyebrow, and you're going to pull all of that gunk into the front of your ear here. We're going to the front of the ear because that's our central collecting duct for our face. So we're pulling everything out from the sinuses. I like to do 3 swipes. And we're getting the lower sinus here, 3 swipes, pulling it into the front of the ear here, and then we're going to pull everything that we just pulled in front of the ear. We're pulling that down into our central collecting duct for our lymphatic system. So we're pulling everything down so that it goes into our lymphatic system and circulates throughout our body. And what I like to do for this one is I like to use my 3 fingers and kind of spread it out over the neck. That makes sure that we're getting in the lymph system and getting that stuff drained throughout our system. You're going to do that on both sides. So recap, 3 swipes at the upper sinuses, 3 at the lower sinuses, and then we're pulling into the lymphatic system. The pressure I like to use on myself and adults is a fair amount of pressure. You're going to want to feel things move around. It might be a little bit tender on your face. That's okay. It shouldn't be painful, but it should be enough pressure to kind of move that mucus around. In kids, however, so we're going to do the same thing in kids. Their sinuses are the same position, so you're going to be doing swipes above their eyebrows to the front of their ear, below their cheekbone to the front of the ear, and then pulling all of that into the neck. For kids, I usually just use my finger to do all of that, whereas in adults, I'm using the 3 fingers. The important thing for kids is that you're going to be doing this when they're laying down. Usually I just like to put them right here on the table, and I can do all the work I need to do just right here. But the important thing is after you do that work, you're going to want to sit them up. This allows gravity to act on all the work that you just did. It helps gravity to act on that mucus to help pull it down into the lymphatic system. And the pressure that I like to use on kids and babies is the pressure I would use to check to see if a tomato is ripe. It's not much pressure at all, but remember, their cranial bones and their skull bones are cartilage. So you don't need all that much pressure to have a big impact on the sinuses. So I hope this video was a benefit for you. One last thing I want to add. You're going to want to do this definitely in the morning and night. So in the morning, we've been sedentary and horizontal all night. So we want to get up, get things moving out of our system, out of our sinuses. And at night, you want to get things moving so that your body is processing that and circulating it while you're sleeping. And then you can do this throughout the day as much as possible, but definitely recommend in the morning and night for both adults and kids. So that is all. I hope this video was a benefit to you. If you know anyone who you want to share this with, please do. And if you have any questions, you can always reach out. Thanks so much for watching.